I don't know, I just enjoy like being on here and seeing everyone. You know, you don't really get to see that many people when you're in school. You really get to see like such a small like cohort.
I like that we're doing sport online a little bit, but like I prefer if we were doing it in class because then we would be able to do a lot more group activities and stuff like that.
Well, the spring was just, I think, survival mode for a lot of us. So we were all just doing the best we could. In the spring, I would post assignments, and it was very independent study style. Like they would work on it, and they'd watch my tutorial videos and things like that. Now I treat it very much as though it's our normal class time. We log in, we are there for the entire hour together, logged in together. And I think that structure has helped them a lot, knowing that like, okay, it's art class now, whether they're home or not, they have to get on, they have to be there for that hour, and they have to be working for that hour. And I'm making them accountable by showing me every couple minutes that they're working, and at the end of the class, maybe submitting the work that they've done into Classroom. So I think that they're doing really well comparatively. They're still producing artwork that exceeds my expectations for them being at home and not being there right with them. So I'm really kind of excited about that. And I think that they're doing as best they can in this situation.
This year has definitely brought its own set of challenges. My class, I have 17 students. We're split into 2 different cohorts. I have Mrs. Fredericks with me, and she stays in one cohort and I stay in the other, and then we switch off every day. So some weeks I'm in this room 3 days, some weeks I'm in the other rooms 3 days, and then some 2. But I do teach basically the whole day throughout a Google Meet. So even though I'm not physically in the classroom with the other students, they're still able to see me on the Google Meet. No, it's not ideal, but it's working. It's working for us, and we're learning new things every day, and it's really nice to have this little breakout room in between because I can constantly go over there and pop my head in and check in on the kids even though I'm not in the room with them all day. So definitely challenging, but we're having fun.
Junior high and senior high physical education this year is entirely remote, and we are going to move into Mr. Larkin's domain and see what our typical PE class may look like this year. One benefit for Coach Larkin and myself, as well as Ms. Smith and Mr. Silver, is with remote learning, we don't need to wear our masks, nor do the kids. So that's a plus. On the screen, we have the ability to use 2 different computers with our technology. We are having the Google Meet in one situation, and then up on the large screen, you can see in this room anyway, we are using the Nearpod as well as a district purchase platform software that is doing a nice job this year to help us provide each student with a foundation for developing their personal fitness and improving their performance. Since we can't do any large group activities in school, we're really going ahead and doing our best to make sure that they're learning proper mechanics, fundamental human movements, and really taking a holistic approach to instilling lifelong fitness and improving their overall performance. So during class, we will be running videos and workouts, some of which we have made ourselves, everything from yoga to strength training to mobility sessions, adding in every couple weeks opportunities for the kids to run their own personal fitness times when they come back after about 20 minutes or so, and then report back to us what they actually were able to achieve, because one of their goals before they leave our school, by the time they leave our school district, is to be able to develop and maintain their own personal health and fitness.
We are completing several different mobility sessions that really focus on the social emotional well-being of our students in a time where social emotional learning is really at the forefront of education from the health and physical education realm. We are also able to complete different cognitive assessments on a regular basis to really see how students progress in their learning about the different foundational movements that we are completing in our Nearpod.
Here at CES, the PE department, so far this year has been, we've been doing pretty well. It's a little bit different. We've been doing a lot more of our classes outside. Anytime the weather is good enough, even today we were outside, it was about 35 degrees. So we've been outside, we marked out the blacktop outside. The kids are 12 feet apart for all their warm-ups. Kids have been doing a great job as far as complying with all those rules. It has been a little bit challenging because a lot of our curriculum has to do with teamwork and kind of being in close quarters with one another. So we've really been doing our best to come up with activities where you can socially distance but still get some rigorous activity in. And the kids have been doing a great job. Admin's been doing a great job working with us and communicating with us, and it's really been going pretty well so far.
In my classroom, my students work on video lessons on their remote days. So they have a digital notebook, which is what you see here, as well as videos that I send to them. With this new technology I found, it allows the students to be able to watch the video and take notes at the same time. This reduces the need to toggle between screens and saves the students a little bit of time while they're watching their video lessons. It's not without its challenges though. My 7th graders really needed help in learning how to use the technology. So I spent the first week or so just teaching them how to use the technology and not so much about the math content. During our in-person class times, we spend time practicing the skills that they're learning through the video lessons. This gives us ample time to clarify and address any misconceptions, to answer questions the students might have, and also it gives me time to cultivate that risk-taking nature that the middle school math team was working on last year.
Across the sky, hear the echo saying,
Well, for me, it's been going pretty great. At first, I really didn't like doing the music too much because they were virtual, but I was able to get packets that actually helped me feel like we're more into chorus. And then with the virtual singing, you were just doing it by yourself, which I think is good for some people who feel like they don't sing too well, so they can practice by themselves. And with the recordings, you can find out how we are doing and try to help us with that.
Yeah, we've had a really great start to the year, but we have had many challenges. And the first thing that I really thought when I learned about this setup was that I need to make sure that I am spending, hello Hunter, come and sit at your desk, honey, that I am spending an equal amount of time in each classroom. It's very important to me that one group does not feel that I like another group better. I want to make sure that I'm giving equal instruction, equal time to each of the groups. So that's been a challenge. And that being said, we have different needs in each group. And so it's very important that I meet those needs while also offering the enrichment opportunities to students. And so, I do this in a regular classroom under normal circumstances, and it's a challenge in and of itself then. So I'm sure you can imagine that when I have 2 separate groups in 2 separate rooms, it's extra challenging. And so that's where the planning piece really comes in. It's very important that I am thorough, that I'm organized with my planning, not only for myself, but for my 2 outstanding teacher assistants. I need to make sure that they know what it is that we are doing. And so I have a binder here that I use, that I have one in each classroom, and I put plans in here for them so that they can refer to these, and they are able to support me if I'm teaching both groups simultaneously through Google Meet. They're able to lead activities on their own, and they are just able to make sure that learning continues for all of the students, because we know that with the spring and what we went through, that there are expected learning gaps, and so there's no time to be wasted here. We want to make sure that the students are fully engaged and that they're having fun learning, which I truly think that they are.
For athletics, we were really happy that we were able to provide the opportunity for the students to participate in athletics, although to somewhat of a limited extent. We feel that the athletes and the community has been pretty positive and receptive to the guidelines that we've put forth. The Patroon Conference, Section 2, and Maple Hill have put forth during the season. The spectators have been doing a great job following the protocols. Our athletes have been doing a great job following the protocols.